In this lecture, we will discuss about stem modifications. There are three types of stem modification. First one is known as underground stem modification. The first type in underground stem modification is rhizome. Rhizome is a thick non-green underground stem which have distinct nodes and internodes. Also, scale leaves are present at the nodes found in rhizome. Also, rhizome have axillary and apical buds, and it have adventitious roots at the lower side of the rhizomes. There are two types of rhizome. First one, that rhizome which grow obliquely or vertically, it is known as rootstock rhizome, and it is found in alocasia. And the one which grows horizontally is called straggling rhizome. It is found in ginger. The one found in figure is known as straggling rhizome because it is the diagram of ginger. So you can see here, this is rhizome. It is a non-green part present underground. So you can see it have adventitious roots on the lower. This is the lower side of the rhizome. So it have adventitious roots. Also scale leaves. You can see here, this is scale leaves, this is scale leaves, this is scale leaves, this is scale leaves. These are present, and this is the axillary bud, this is the apical bud, this is node, and this is another node, and the distance between two nodes is known as internodes. So this is a typical diagram of rhizome. Next type of underground stem modification is bulb. Bulb consists of short conical stems. It have terminal bud, scale leaves, and a cluster of adventitious roots found at the base of the bulb. The scale leaves commonly occur surrounding the short stem in a concentric manner. It is also known as tunicated bulb. So the scale leaves found one after another. Rarely the scale leaves are narrow and just overlap each other. That type of bulb is known as scaly bulb. It is found in garlic. The inner scale leaves of bulbs are fleshy due to the storage of food, while the outer scale leaves are dry because it helps in the protection of bulb. For example, occurs in onion and garlic. This is the example of bulb which is found in onion. You can see these are the scale leaves. The outer one are dry. It is dry scale leaves. The inner ones are fleshy because it store food and water. And this conical shape structure is known as bulb. This conical reduced stem is known as bulb. These are the roots on the lower side of the bulb. This is axillary bud. So this is a typical example of bulb found in onion. The next type of underground stem modification is tuber. A tuber means swelling. It is the swollen end of a special underground branch is fleshy as it stores food. So tuber is the swollen end of an underground branch, and it stores food, so it is fleshy in nature. The typical example of tuber is potato, which is used as a food, and it is covered by a number of depressions called eyes, which grow up into a new tuber. Tuber does not contain adventitious roots. You can see here in figure the example of potato tubers. So these are the scales of leaf, a spot present here. This is the leaf scare. This is the stem scare. These are the also known as eye. So this is the germinating eye bud. And you can see here this is fleshy in nature because it stores food and it is used as a food material. The next one is comb. Comb is a condensed form of stem that grows in vertical direction. It is spherical in shape with a flattened base and has distinct nodes and internodes. Adventitious roots are present either at the base or all over the body. For example, found comb up, or the typical example of comb is colocasia. You can see here, this is vertical, the growth is vertical. It have nodes, this is nodes, this is another nodes, and the distance between these two nodes and is known as internodes. These are scale leaf. These are the new developing comb, daughter comb, and these are the adventitious roots. They are present either the lower side or present all over the body. So this is a typical example of comb. The second type of stem modification is known as aerial stem modification. In this type, stem are modified to perform functions such as climbing, food storage, vegetative propagation, and protection. The first type of aerial stem modifications are tendrils. Tendrils are thin, wiry, spirally coiled branch found in some climber. It may be axillary. It may be developed from axillary bud found in passiflora, also known as passion plant. Also in some plant, apical buds develop into tendrils. It is found in grapes. Or floral bud develop into tendrils. It is found in cardiospermum, also known as balloon vine. So you can see there are three different types of tendrils we discussed. First one is axillary, found in passiflora. So you can see here, this is the axillary tendril. This is another one. This is passion plant. Next one is apical bud in grapes. You can see this is the apical part, and it is developed into a tendril. It is found in grapes. The third one is floral buds. You can see here cardiospermum, balloon vine, the flower part. You can see this is flower. This is another flower. This flower developed into a tendril. So it has floral bud. So this is a type of aerial stem modification known as tendril. The next type of aerial stem modification is thorn. Thorn is a pointed hard structure, and it may be a modification of axillary bud, for example, found in lemon or duranta, or a terminal bud. It is found in carissa. Thorn is a defense organ and also helps to check transpiration. Also in bougainvillea, it is used as a climbing organ. So you can see here, this is a typical example of thorn found in lemon. So we already discussed that it is a type of axillary thorn. So you can see here. The next one is a terminal thorn, which developed from a terminal bud. It is found in carissa. You can see here, this is the example of carissa. So this is the terminal. So you can see here, this is the terminal bud, which modified into a thorn. The next type of aerial stem modification is Phyloclate. Phyloclate is a fleshy green flattened stem or branch of unlimited growth and consisting of nodes and internodes. Phyloclate play a role of leaves because it is greenish in color and contains chlorophyll. Also, it functions as a storage organ, and it retains plenty of water, which is used in time of need. It is found in Opuntia, also known as prickly pears. You can see in figure, this is a typical example of Phyloclate. So you can see this is the greenish, fleshy, and flattened stem. It is known as Phyloclate. It contains small leaves, also contain internodes and nodes, and the function of Phyloclate is it is green in color, so it can prepare its food because it contains chlorophyll. In Opuntia, we know that leaves are modified into spine, so it play the role of a leaf, and also it can store plenty of water, which is used in time of need to the plant. So it also act as a storage organ. Yeah. The next type of aerial stem modification is cladode. Cladode is a short green cylindrical or flattened branches of limited growth. So from the node of the stem or a branch in the axial of the leaf, cladode develop. In asparagus, the cladode is cylindrical and are one internode long, and ruscus, it is green, flat, leaf-like organ. So you can see here, this is asparagus. We already discussed that in asparagus it is cylindrical. So also the cladode develop at the axial of um, scale leaves. You can see here the short scale leaves is present. So this is cladode. It is cylindrical and one internode long. The cladode found in asparagus. This is ruscus. So you can see this short leaf is scale leaves, and this long one, this one is a modified leaf known as cladode. So cladode develop at the axial of scale leaves. The next type of aerial stem modification is bulbil. Bulbil is a special multicellular reproductive body, and it is a mean of reproduction. And bulbil is a modified vegetative bud or floral bud. So there are two types, maybe vegetative or floral, arise from floral or vegetative bud. In either case, it shed from the mother plant and grow into a new plants. For example, it is found in wild yam. So this is a typical example of bulbil. You can see this is a multicellular body and it helps in reproduction. So when it develop, it detach from the mother plant and develop into a new plants. The bulbil is typically found in wild yam. Another type of stem modification is known as subaerial stem modification. In this type, the stem is partly present above or below the ground. The first type is runner. Runner arises from axillary bud present. It grows horizontally on the soil surface, and the nodes present in runners have scale leaves. The adventitious roots and axillary buds are also present. The runner breaks off from the parent and grow into a new plant. It is found in Cynodon. The next type is stolon. In stolon, a slender lateral branch originate from the base of the stem, and it grow aerially for some time and then bends downwards and touch the ground and strike roots. It develops bud at each node, and then it develops into a new plant. It is found in Spragueria. So you can see here, this is a typical diagram of runner. So this is a runner. This is a node. At this node, scale leaves arise. It also have auxiliary, but from auxiliary, but a new runner arise. This is a new runner. So this here, this is the node here. The scale leaves arise. Also, it develop roots, adventitious roots, and after some time it breaks up and develop into a new runner, new plant known as runner. So this is how runner looks like. The next one is stolon. So stolon is originate from the base of the stem. This is a stem. This is the base of stem. So it grows aerially. You can see here, this is aerial growth. it grows aerially for some time, but then it bends toward the grounds. And here it develop roots, bud first, then roots and leaves, and this breaks up from this parent stolon and it develop into a new plant. It is a typical example of stolon is found in Progeria, which is also known as wild strawberry. The next type is sucker. It arises from the basal part of the main stem and develops adventitious roots and leafy shoots. It moves horizontally under the soil for some distance, then grows obliquely upwards. It is found in mentha and chrysanthemum. This is the example of sucker found in chrysanthemum. You can see here, we said that it arises from the basal part of the main stem. This is the main stem. This is the basal part. So you can see here, it arises here and it grows some distance under the soil and it develops roots and also the shoot system. You can see here these leaves, and this then detach from the parent plant and develop into a new plant. The next one is offset. Offset is a shorter and thicker stem. It is found in aquatic plants and it's originate from the axis of leaf and grows horizontally. It is found in Pistia. The leaves are produced above and adventitious roots below. It is a short runner with one internode length. So it is also, offset is also known as a short runner with only, which is only one internode long. So you can see here, we discussed that the offset develop from the axil of the leaf. So you can see these are the leaves. So it develops from here and grows horizontally. You can see here inside the water. And here it's developed on the underside roots, and you can see leaves, and it then breaks up from the parent plant and exists as a new plant. So this is a typical example of offset. It is found in Fistia, which is an aquatic plant. So this is all about stem modification. See you next time.